Hey guys, this week's tech tip is going to be a little bit different. We are looking at how to talk about your KSO versus actual report with your local leaders at your RLCs. So, the way you get your report, just again to remind you guys, if you go to My AIA and then the campus section over here on the left, you go to regional goals. Then it brings you to this tab where you can insert all your regional goals. You can even set the goals for your local teams. Now, make sure you go up here where it says choose a view and choose 2017. And then you're going to come over here to this purple icon that says report for this team. So when you click on that, it'll ask you to name the document and save it. And then you get something like this in a PDF format. So this is Great Lakes. It's got all the Great Lakes teams and all the different categories here. And so when you're looking at this report, you want to know, hey, how do I talk about this at the local level? So I'm going to run down just quickly what each column means, and then give you guys some good ideas from questions of what you can ask. So let's take with new ministering disciples, all right? So this first column is the KSO goal. So that's 2015 to 2017, CSU to CSU. This was the goal for the team or for your region. Okay. The 2017 goal, that's just this school year. That's from this last September in 2016 all the way until August. All right. So we'll take the 937 team here in Dayton. So their goal for 2 years was 124. Their goal for this year is 83. Right. So now the actuals. Okay. So this is the goals column. This is the actuals. So year to date, they have 13. So that means since September, they've trained 13 new ministering disciples. Okay. And this 14 right here, that is, they've trained 14 for the whole KSO cycle. So see up here where it says year to date in KSO. So it's year to date on the left side of the slash and the total cycle on the right side of the slash. So, and it's pretty much the same all the way across for all the different goals. Notice there's zeros in campuses and globally mobilized because we didn't ask staff to set goals in non-KSO areas. The new KSO survey will ask the LTLs to set campus launch goals, though. So that's a little bit of how to read the report and how to find the report. Let's take a look at some questions that we can ask. So there is a couple questions here. So we start with things like, what encourages you? What can we celebrate and thank God for? Because God's doing stuff in the ministry, no matter what the numbers say. So be sure to ask that, just so there's a little bit of a connections, a reminder that numbers aren't the whole story. But then as you look in each area, begin asking some of these questions. Was this the goal that you were aiming for? All right. If it's yes, move on to question number 2. If no, ask, what was your new goal? What changed your goal? So changing a goal is not bad. A lot of times you change your goal because your circumstances or your reality changes, and therefore your goal needs to change in order to be relevant for your team. So these are some good follow-up questions if the goal listed is not the goal that their team was proceeding to chase after. So, and after you answer these questions, you go on to question 2. So, do you feel this is an accurate picture of right now? Right? So if they say, hey, these numbers accurately reflect what they need or where they're at in their ministry. If no, and say, how and why do you feel this reality is different than what it shows? So you're basically asking them, what's more behind these numbers? Are these numbers higher? Somewhere there are other numbers that aren't getting reported or different things like that. And just allow them to think about, okay, is this my reality or is this not my reality? And what do I need to know or think about that's outside of what these numbers tell me? And so that'll be important for moving on to the next year even. even to question 3. So question 3 is, did you miss, meet, or exceed your goal? So we got 3 different columns here. In each category, whether they've said that they've missed, met, or exceeded the goals, you're going to ask, was this goal realistic for your team? All right. So that's an important question for each of these is, if you exceeded your goal, but the goal wasn't realistic, then you need to say, okay, so we set the goal really low and we need to set a higher goal. If the goal is realistic when you met the goal, then you can celebrate, hey, we accomplished something. If the goal was unrealistic and way too high and you missed it, so then you have to evaluate, okay, so maybe we actually did well. We just thought our capacity was way higher. All right. So let's say they missed the goal and it was realistic. What kind of questions can we ask then? What can we change to meet the goal next time? Essentially, you're looking, hey, what is our team doing now that we need to do differently? If they met the goal and it's realistic, you want to ask the question, what do we need to keep doing to meet the goal? If they exceeded, you want to ask 2 questions, both the same when they met it, of what do we need to keep doing to exceed the goal? And also ask, what can we do to go to the next level? If we're totally killing a goal, it's a realistic goal for our team, God's really working here, what can we do to take the next step to make this even better? Okay. So if the question is no, the goal was not realistic, no matter which category, you're going to ask the question, what information or resources do we need to set a more realistic goal in the future? Okay. So this is really asking, okay, so we didn't meet it. Our goal wasn't realistic. So we need to get better at goal setting. And so that's helping them process that of, what do I need to make a good goal? And then even setting goals to reach those points of obtaining those resources or that information or that training in order to set some better goals for their team. So hope this is helpful. I will be available for any questions that you guys have. So thanks for watching.